I swear to God. That better not have been you. Oh my God. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. Oh, you motherfucker. Hey, hey. I'll let you pick the first one then, since you're so eager. Oh my God. I think I remember most of the numbers. Yeah, I knew it. I heard your voice. I was like, wait a minute, I'm not watching a VOD. But hey, hey. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, you're gonna go to bed? Oh, well, pick a number at least first. That way, I have something to read, because I can't. You see how. 1 second, let me get. You see how long this list is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages long. I can't pick. 7? Sure. 7 it is. I know. I know. Okay, so let's go in, and can I? Yeah, I think that's what I want, right? Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The good bargain. I know, man, it's gonna be wild. Here we go. You picked a 2-page story. Here we go. But yeah, safe travels. Good night. Stay safe. Okay, let's see. Where? There we are. Okay. There once was a peasant who had driven his cow to the fair and sold her for 7 thalers. On the way home, he passed a pond, and already from afar he heard the frogs crying, "Ike, Ike, Ike, Ike." Well, they are talking without rhyme or reason. It is 7 that I have received, not 8. When he got to the water, he cried to them, "Stupid animals." It's a good bargain. Yeah. Have a good stream. Thank you, thank you. Oh darn. Right. Don't you know better than that? It's Salem and Thalers, not 8. The frogs, however, stood their ground. Ike, 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 Ike. Come on then. If you won't believe it, I can count it out for you. He took his money out of his pocket, counted out the 7 thalers, reckoning 4 and 20 groschen to a thaler. The frogs, however, paid no attention to his reckoning, and cried, "Ike, Ike, 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 Ike." Whatever. Since you are determined to know better than I, count it out yourselves. And he threw all the money into the water. This man's stupid. Never throw good money in the water. Absolutely. What tomfoolery is this? Can't believe you'd let good money go to waste. Stupid. Okay. Well. He stood still, and he waited until they were done. And he brought him his own again, but the frogs maintained their opinion, and crying out, "Ike, Ike, Ike, Ike." And besides that, they didn't throw the money back. He was still waiting and waiting until a very long time, and eventually the evening came on, and he was forced to go home empty-handed. He abused the frogs, and cried, "You water splashers, thick heads, goggle eyes, you have great mouths and screech till you hurt someone's ears, but you can't count 7 thalers. Do you think I'm gonna stand here till you are done? With that, he ran away. But still the frogs cried, Ike, 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 after him until he went home. Stupid. Can't believe this man. After a while, he bought another cow, which he killed. He made the calculation that if he sold the meat well, he might gain as much as 2 cows were worth, and have the skin into the bargain. Well, therefore he went down to town with the meat, had a great troop of dogs gathered there in front of the gate, and there was a large greyhound at the head of them, jumping up to the meat, sniffing it, and barking, wow, wow, wow. And there was no stopping him. And the peasant said, yes, yes, I know quite well that you're saying wow, 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 because you want some of the meat, but I should fare badly if I were to give it to you. The dog kept saying saying nothing but wow, wow, wow. Will you promise not to devour it all, then? And will you go bail for your companions? Wow, 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 wow. Well, if you're insisting on it, then I'll leave it for you. I know you well, and I know who your master is, but this I tell you. You must have my money in 3 days, or else it will go ill with you. You must bring it out to me. He unloaded the meat, turned back again, and the dogs fell upon it, loudly barking, wow, wow, wow. The countryman who heard them from afar said to himself, hark, now they all want some, but the big one is responsible to me for it. This man, this stupid man, oh my god. Oh my god. What a silly Billy. What a silly Billy you are, my man. Absolute tomfoolery this is. Can't believe it. Could you imagine giving all of your meat to a bunch of animals? I mean, I would, but I'm not going to expect them to eat and then pay. You know what I mean? And none of these animals are even talking. Man, stupid. Well, 3 days passed, and the countryman thought, tonight my money will be in my pocket, and he was quite delighted. But no one should come and pay him. There's no trusting anyone now. He lost his patience and went into the town to the butcher, demanding his money. The butcher thought it was a joke, but the peasant said, jesting apart, I will have my money. Did you not have the great dog bring you the whole of the slaughtered cow 3 days ago? And the butcher grew angry, smacking a broomstick, and drove him away. Wait a while. There's still some justice in the world, and so he went to the royal palace and begged for an audience. He led the king before him and told him of the injustice, and he said, alas, the frogs and the dogs have taken from me what is mine. The butcher has paid me for it with this stick. Grandma would not suffer a fool. This is absolutely stupid. Try and have a man come up to me and say, hey, I gave your dog all my food. Why didn't you pay for it? Stupid. Stupid. I cannot give you justice in this, but you'll have my daughter as a wife? Huh? Oh, I see. She's never laughed as hard as she has with you in her entire life, and I promised her to him who could make her laugh. You have made God... You may thank God for your good fortune. Oh, I will not have her. I have a wife already, and she is one too many for me. When I go home, it's just as bad as if I have a wife standing in every corner. The king grew angry at that. You're a boar. Ah, king, what can you expect from an ox but beef? Stop. You shall have your reward. But be off now. Come back in 3 days, and then you'll have 500 counted out in full. When the peasant went out the gate, the sentry said, you have made the king's daughter laugh, so you will certainly receive something good. Yes, that's what I think. 500 is to be counted out to me. Hark to thee. Give me some of it. What can you do with all that money? As it is, you shall have 200. Present thyself in 3 days' time before the king, and let it be paid to you. And then someone else was standing by, and they heard the conversation. They ran after the present, said, oh, wonder, what a lucky child you are. I will change it for you. I would love to change it for small coins. What do you want for great thalers? 300 can... 300 you can have. And give it to me at once in coin, and then 3 days from this, you'll be paid for it by the king. Well, he was delighted and brought the sum in backgroschen, 3 of which were worth 2 good ones, and then 3 days passed, and according to the king's demand, the peasant went before him. Pull off his coat, and he shall have his 500. Ah, they no longer belong to me. Oh, thank you. Hi. Oh, hey. Hi. How's it going? How do you know I was getting thirsty? You missed it, or maybe you didn't miss it, but we just finished the beginning of the story. This man threw all his money into a lake because the frogs were crying Ike, and it sounds like the number 8, and he was like, it's not 8, it's 7, count it yourself, and then he threw it in the lake. And then he butchers a cow and takes the meat to the butcher's, but because the butcher had a dog, and the dog was like, he like gave the food to the dog and then expected the butcher to pay him for it. And I was like, what in the hell is this? And now he's giving away all the money that he doesn't have. You're a medium? I should have known. I should have known. Yeah. You got the, your level is over 9,000. But I'm glad you're doing okay. But yeah, we're just about to find out what happens to all his money. Well, that rogue of a king has cheated me after all. Who could not have given me the money himself? I should have known what I had. How can I tell you now if I have all the luck, if it's all been put into my pockets and not for this? Huh? Oh, hi. Mwah. Oh, you're tired. Oh. You can see ghosts and stuff too? Oh. Nice. I think ghosts are real. And if people don't think that they're real, then that just means that they haven't had the misfortune of seeing one. Well, good heavens. The man is speaking disrespectfully about our own lord and king. I must run and inform them, and I will get a reward, and he will be punished. Well, when the king heard of such a word, he commanded the man to go and bring the offender. He ran and said, you're to go at once to the Lord King in the very clothes you have on. I know what's right better than that. I shall have a new coat made first. Do you think a man with so much money in his pocket is to go there in his raggedy old coat? Well, he saw that the peasant would not stir without a new one, and so he feared that if the king's anger cooled, that he would lose his own reward. And so, he said, I will out of pure friendship lend you a coat for a short time. What people will not do for love. He put on the coat and went off. The king reproached the young man because of such evil ways that he spake. Oh, thank you.
Thanks. I'm glad you came along. Partner.
But yeah, hi, heyo. Oh, I figured I might as well say it for y'all now, but, I have an art raffle going on. The Twitch one already ended, but, the YouTube one is still going on. As soon as I hit 50, grandkids over there, I'll do another art raffle. Last time I ended up doing 3 art raffles, so I know my flyer says 2 winners, but maybe I'll pick 3 anyway. I like doing art for y'all. I'm really happy. I really like all the all the people that we've gathered together for us. I think it's nice. Not at all like this crazy stuff going on right now. Can y'all see this mess? So not only does the man throw his money into the pond, not only does he feed all his food to a dog and then expect the dog's owner to pay him back, but now he talks mad crap about the king, and then he goes to the king and says and he says the king is trying to reproach him about his evil words, and then the man says, What he says is false, not a true. Oh. Well, why did it get all anti-Semitic? Oh, thank you. Oh, why is that one so low? I don't know why. But thanks. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick stretch then. Oh. That was my... That's okay. Oh. I haven't done my elbows at all today. I stayed in the house. All of my plans ended up getting, what's the word? Where's my brain? All of my plans ended up getting canceled. So I stayed home all day, but I made a PNG as like a nice little surprise for y'all. And I think we're only a few more people away, so as soon as we get 50, then y'all will get to see it as another redeem. Maybe I'll even like put it up on, I don't know if we'll hit it during the stream, but like if we hit it during a stream, I'll make sure to put it up as soon as possible. You know how to do voodoo? Oh, that is so dope. Pretty chill moment here at the very moment. That's very cool. Your French, your lingering. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, Azriel. Or no, merci beaucoup. Lo siento mucho. I can understand some Spanish. I'm almost fluent, and then my French is very bad. I can read it a little bit better, but that's because I took it for 5 years. Oui. Moi aussi. Or moi aussi. I have a very bad accent. But thank you so much for liking it. Ooh, yeah. It was in high school, and then 1 year in college I took French. Your French class is paying off? Yeah. We can... Oh! Wait, is there... I should not read French. I should not read French, but I will go ahead since we have finished our first story. It ended on an anti-Semitic note, which makes me angry. But I'll let you guys pick. Your English too. Excellent. But yeah, we have 5 pages worth of this, so I think there's like over 100 stories. Y'all can pick any number you want, and we'll pick one of these stories to read. Unless you have one specifically. This is all of the original stories, so we have like Cinderella, we have Snow White in here, we have Hansel and Gretel, we have all the famous ones. And then while y'all take a moment to think, I'm gonna drink some water. Okie dokie. Let's see, we've done 65, we've done 10, we've done number 12. Let's see. Maybe I'll just randomly go whoop. And this one looks pretty. How long are you? 1. Keyboard being weird. That's okay. No problem. Oh, I picked kind of a long one. You're gonna go to sleep soon? Oh, thank you for stopping in. You were so sweet, Azria. Bonne nuit. And then thank you so much for coming. Oh, if you want some free art, you can also sub to me on YouTube. I don't know when the art raffle will end, but hopefully I can start the art before New Year's. But definitely before my birthday in January. So totally, yeah. Bonne nuit. Okay, here we go. There once was a poor widow who lived in a lonely cottage. In front of the cottage was a garden wherein stood 2 rose trees, one of which bore white roses and the other red roses. She had 2 children who were like the 2 rose trees. One was called Snow White and the other Rose Red. They were as good and happy, as busy and cheerful as ever the 2 children in the world were. Only Snow White was more quiet and gentle than Rose Red. Rose Red liked better to run about in the meadows and fields, seeking flowers and catching butterflies, but Snow White sat at home with her mother and helped her with her housework or read to her when there was nothing to do. The 2 children were so fond of each other that they always held each other by the hand when they went out together. And when Snow White said, "We will not leave each other," Rose Red would answer, "Never so long as we live." Oh, I'm not angry. I'm happy. Uh-oh. Oh, I hit my hand. It hurts a little. I'm okay. Okay. And then the mother would add, "What one has, she must share with the other." Oh, they often ran about the forest alone and gathering red berries, and no beasts did them any harm. But they came close to them very trustingly. The little hare would eat cabbage leaves out of their hands, the little roe would graze by their side, the stag would leap merrily by them, and the birds sat still upon their boughs, and sang whatever they would want. No mishap overtook them. If they had stayed too long in the forest and night came on, they would lay themselves down.
I just wanted to say...
Oh, thanks!
Thanks. I'm glad you came along, partner.
Yay! What a sweetheart. Thank you, thank you. Merci beaucoup, merci beaucoup. Mwah. Oh wait, I almost forgot. You're very sweet. Thank you so much, Azriel. Where? Oh yeah. No mishap ever overtook them. If they had stayed too late in the forest and night came along, they would simply lay themselves down near one another upon the moss and sleep until morning came. Their mother knew this and had no distress on their account. Once, when they had spent the night in the wood and the dawn had roused them up, they saw a beautiful child with a shining white dress sitting right near their bed. He got up and looked quite kindly at them, but said nothing and went away into the forest. When they looked around, they saw only it was them sleeping quite close to the precipice of a mountain, and they were certainly have fallen into it of darkness if they had not gone on for only a few more paces. Uh-oh. There we go. Their mother told them that it must have been the angel who's watching over her own good children. Snow White and Rose Red kept their mother's little cottage so neat that it was much of a pleasure to look upon. In the summer, Rose Red took care of the house, and every morning she laid a wreath of flowers by her mother's bed before she awoke, in which there was a rose from each tree. Oh, bonne nuit, à très bientôt. Bonsoir, thank you, thank you, thank you. Bonne nuit, merci beaucoup for the sub, and I hope you sleep well. I know in Spanish it's que descanses. Oh yeah. But in the winter, Snow White would light the fire and hung the kettle on the wrekin. The kettle was of copper and shone bright like gold. So brightly was that polished. In the evening, when snowflakes fell, the mother would say, "Go, Snow White," and bolt the door, and they would sit round the hearth, and the mother would take her spectacles and read aloud out of a large book, like me. The 2 girls listened as they sat and spun. Close by them laid a lamb upon the floor, and behind them, on a perch, sat a white dove with its head hidden beneath its wings. One evening, as they were sitting comfortably together, someone knocked at their door, as if he wanted to come in. The mother would say, "Quick, Rose Red, open the door. It must be a traveler who's seeking shelter." Well, Rose Red ran and pushed back the bolt, thinking it was a poor man, but it wasn't. It was a bear with broad black head within the door, swinging. Rose Red screamed and sprang back, and the lamb bleated and dove, fluttered, and Snow White hid herself behind her mother. But the bear began to speak again. "Do not be afraid. I will mean you no harm. I am half frozen. All I want to do is warm myself a little beside you." Poor bear. Lie down by the fire. Only take care that you do not burn your coat. She cried, "Snow White, Rose Red, come out. The bear will not harm you. He means well." They both came out, and by the lamb and dove came nearer. They were not afraid of him. The bear had said, "Here, children, knock the snow out of my coat a little." And he brought a broom, and they had to sweep the bear's hide clean. He stretched himself out by the fire and growled contentedly and comfortably. It was not long before they grew quiet at home and playing tricks with their clumsy guest. They tugged on his hair with their hands. They put his feet up and put his feet up and on his back and rolled him about, or they would take a hazel switch and beat and smack him. And when he growled, they would laugh. But the bear took it all in a good humor. Only when they were too rough would he say, "Leave me alive, children." "Snow White, Rose Red, will you beat your lover to death?" "Huh? Your lover? I don't like where this is going. Hopefully it was just a mistranslated part. I hope." Well, it was bedtime and the others went to bed, and the mother said to the bear, "You can lay there by the hearth, where you will be safe from the cold and bad weather. As soon as day dawn." I think that's a little. I'm gonna change that. As soon as day breaks, the two children let him out, and he trotted across the snow out into the forest. Henceforth the bear came every evening at the same time, laid himself down by the hearth, let the children amuse themselves with him as much as they liked, and when they got so used to him that the doors were never fastened until their friend arrived. When spring had come and all outside was green, the bear said one morning to Snow White, "I must go away and cannot come back for the whole summer." "Where are you going then, dear bear?" "I must go to the forest and guard my chesers from the wicked warlocks. In the winter, when the earth is frozen hard, they are obliged to stay below and cannot work their way through. But now, when the sun has thawed and warmed the earth, they can break through it and come out to pry and steal. What once gets into their hands and in their caves does not easily see daylight again." Well, Snow White was quite sorry for him to be going away, and she unbolted the door for him, and the bear was hurrying out. He got caught against the bolt, and a piece of his hairy coat was torn off. It seemed to Snow White as if she'd seen gold shining through it, but she wasn't sure. The bear ran away quickly and was soon out of sight, past the trees. Well, a short time afterwards, the mother sent her children to the forest to get firewood. There they found a big tree, which lay felled on the ground, and close by the trunk something was jumping backwards and forwards in the grass. They couldn't make out what it was. When they came nearer, they saw a dwarf with an old withered face and a snow-white beard and long yard. The end of the beard was caught in a crevice of the tree, and the little fellow was jumping backwards and forwards like a dog tied to a rope, didn't know what to do. He glared at the girls with his fiery eyes and cried, "Why do you stand there? Can you not come and help me? What are you about there, little man? You stupid prying goose. I'm going to split the tree to get a little wood for cooking. The little bit of food that one of us wants gets burnt up directly with thick logs. We don't swallow so much as your coarse, greedy folk. I'd just driven the wedge safely in, and everything was going as I wished. But the wretched wood was too smooth and suddenly sprang asunder, and the tree closed quickly. I couldn't pull my beautiful white beard away, and now it's tight in and I can't get away. And the sly, sleek, milk-faced things laugh. Oh, how odious you are. That's a lot of talk for someone who's stuck in a tree. Very, very dumb of you. Very, very dumb. How dare you ask for help, but directly insult me to my face? How silly. Well, the children tried very hard, but they couldn't pull the beard out, and it was caught too fast. I'll run and fetch someone. You senseless goose. Why would you go fetch someone? You are already too many for me. Can you not think of something better? Don't be impatient. I will help you. And so she pulled scissors out of her pocket and cut the end of the beard off. Honestly, I would cut something else. What a jerk. As soon as the dwarf felt himself free, he laid hold of a bag laying amongst the roots, full of gold, lifted it up, and said, "Uncouth people, to cut off a piece of my fine beard. Bad luck to you." And he swung the bag upon his back and went off without even looking once at the children. Well, sometime after that, Snow White and Rose Red went to catch a dish of fish. When they came near the brook, they saw something like a large grasshopper jumping forwards towards the water, as if it were going to leap in. They ran to it and found that it was a dwarf. "What are you doing? You surely don't want to go into the water." "I am not such a fool. Don't you dare say that accursed fish wants to pull me in." And the little man had been sitting there fishing, and unluckily wound his beard into the fishing line. Just then a big fish had bit, and the feeble creature had no strength to pull it out. The fish kept the upper hand and pulled the dwarf towards him. He held on to all the reeds and rushed, but it was of little good. He was forced to follow all the movements of the fish, and was in danger of being dragged into the water and drowning. Oh, well, the girls came just in time. They held him fast and tried to free his beard from the line, but all in vain. The beard and line were entangled far too fast. Nothing was left but to bring out the scissors and cut the beard, whereby a small part of it was lost. When the dwarf saw that, he cried out, "Is that civil, you toadstool? To disfigure one's face? Was it not enough to clip off the end of my beard? Now you have to cut off the best part of it too. I cannot let myself be seen by my people. I wish you had all been made to run soles off your shoes." Then he took a sack of pearls which lay in the rushes, and without saying a single word, he dragged it away, disappearing behind some stone. This is wild. It happened that soon afterwards the mother sent the two children to the town to buy needles and thread, laces and ribbon. The road led them across a hearth which hung huge pieces of rock. Now they noticed a large bird hovering in the air, flying slowly round and round above them. It sank lower and lower, and at last it settled near a rock not far off. Directly afterwards, they heard a loud, piteous cry. They ran up and saw with horror that the eagle had seized their old acquaintance the dwarf and was going to carry him off. The children, full of pity, at once took hold tightly of the little man, pulling him against the eagle so long that he at last had let his booty go. As soon as the dwarf had recovered from his first fright, he cried with his shrill voice, "Could you not have done it more carefully? You dragged my brown coat so that it is all torn and full of holes." Oh, I have 4 ears. Okay. He threw the sack full of precious stones, slipped away under a rock, and hid into a hole. Well, the girls by this time were used to his thanklessness, and went about their way and doing their business to town. They crossed the hearth again on their way home, and were surprised by the dwarf, who had emptied out his bag of precious stones into a clean spot. Oh, yeehaw, darling! Alrighty. Looks like we're going to be finishing this as a cowboy. Start. There we go. Alright. Uh-oh. There it is. Okay. Well, the evening shone in brilliantly upon them stones. They glittered and sparkled with all the colors so beautifully that the children stood still and looked at them. "Why do you stand gaping there?" cried the dwarf, his ashen gray face becoming copper red with anger. Grrr. Oh, I'm not. Grrr. Oh wait, I can actually... Grrr. There we go. I get it there eventually. Alright. "Why do you stand gaping?" He was going on with bad words when a loud growling was heard. A black bear came trotting out towards them from the forest. The dwarf sprang up in fright, but he couldn't get to his cave fast enough, for the bear was already close. In the dread of his heart he cried, "Dear bear, spare me! I'll give you all my treasures, like the beautiful jewels. Grant me my life. What do you want with such a slender fellow as me? Would you not feel... You could barely feel me between your teeth. Come, take these 2 wicked girls. They're tender morsels for you, fat young quails. For mercy's sake, eat them, not I." The bear took no heed of his words, but he gave the wicked creature a single blow with his paw, and he never moved again. The girls had run away, but the bear called to them, "Snow White, Rose Red, do not be afraid. Wait, I will come with you." When they heard his voice and waited, and he came up to them, his bearskin fell off, and he stood there, a handsome man clothed in gold. "I am the king's son, and I was bewitched by that wicked dwarf who'd stolen my treasures. I've had to run about the forest like a savage bear until I was freed by his death. Now that he has gone, his well-deserved punishment." And, oh, okay, alright. I feel much better that this did not go in the direction, because I don't know if you were here for this, mortal, but here, up at the top, whenever they were playing together, he would say, where's it at? There it is. "Leave me alive, children, snowy white, rosy red, will you beat your lover dead?" And I was very scared that this story was going to make one of the girls, or both girls, marry an actual literal bear. I was very scared. After the first story we all read together, I can't trust it. I can't trust the brothers. The Mr. Grimm and Mr. Grimm have quite the imagination, I should say. Well, anyhows, Snow White was married to the king's son, Rose Red to his brother, and divided between them the great treasure the dwarf had gathered together in his cave. The old mother lived peacefully and happily with her children for many days, took 2 roses with her, 2 rose trees with her, and they stood before her window, and every year they bore the most beautiful roses of white and red. Yay! But yeah, so that was Rose Red and Snow White. And where are we at? There we are. Okay. And now we can have more. Y'all just pick a number and we'll go to the next one. In the meantime, I'm gonna... Where's the... Nah, the music's fine. It's good enough. I got more D&D tonight. I'm so excited, y'all. You got no clue. I am just tickled pink. For instance, so last stream, not last stream. Last time we did D&D, I talked about how we we got to have ourselves a bona fide boss battle with like kaiju and gods. It was all kinds of fun. And after that, we went ahead and did like a not a large time skip, but like just a small enough one. And now we got to like the city that we're trying to get to. Like we've been traveling to this city for ages. Da-da-da. And so we're traveling to this city, right? And we get to it, and good lord, oh my goodness gracious, this damn city. 1 second. I have myself a heated blanket because gosh dang it, it's cold in this house. It is cold in this house. God. Oh. Goodness gracious. But yeah, I've been feeling myself mighty cold lately. In fact, I think it's only this morning it was 63 degrees, and I think lately it's been about 65, 67 in the house. No AC, it's just wintertime. And it has been so cold, y'all. Oh my god. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and we'll just pick like a random one. So let's see, we're at the bottom, so I'm gonna go yoink and pick something from right here. Let's go with 18 Celsius in the winter. 18 Celsius, I think so, right? That sounds right. Where's Google? Google.com. 18 Celsius to Fahrenheit. Yeah, that's right. Way too hot? Mortal, you're made of stronger stuff than I. I'm literally ready. I'm under a heated blanket. It's 65 or something degrees in this house currently. My hands are so cold that, oh my gosh, I'm touching my face. It is freezing. My hands are freezing. I've got 2 pairs of socks. No, I've got 1 pair of socks on. I've got my tights. I've got a hoodie. I'm not even, usually I don't need pants, but like I've been wearing pants exclusively all the time because gosh dang it, I'm freezing. My Setharoni calls me his bearded dragon because I can't stop like there's just something about feeling nice and warm and cozy. Insulation is probably, no, it's pretty good insulation. It keeps it my house is really cold in the summertime whenever we have the AC blasting. But I think outside it's, let me check the weather. Google.com. No, I don't need my phone for that. I should just use, I have a computer right in front of me. What in the hell? Yeah, it's in the low 50s. So yeah, my insulation's pretty good. It's keeping me about 17 degrees warmer than it is outside. So it's pretty good. Meant to keep heat out, not in. Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, because I am a southerner. But alrighty. So we've got ourselves a nice little time. Let's see. Y'all said, you know what, let's just pick 18 because 18 degrees Celsius. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Straw, coal, and a bean. How big are, oh my god. Did y'all see that? It's 3 paragraphs. Well, here we go. I'm gonna take one big drink of water and then we get started. There we go. Alright. The straw, the coal, and the bean. In a village dwelt a poor old woman who had gathered together a dish of beans and waited to cook them. She made a fire by the hearth, and that it might burn quicker, she lit it with a handful of straw. When she was emptying the beans into the pan, however, one dropped without her observing it and laid on the ground beside the straw. Soon afterwards, a burning coal from the fire leapt down to the two. Then the straw began and said, "Dear friends, from whence do you come?" The coal replied, "I fortunately sprang from the fire, and if I had not escaped by main force, my death would have been certain. I should have been burnt to ashes." The bean said, "I too have escaped with my whole skin, but if the woman had gotten hold of me into that pan, I would have been made into broth without any mercy, like my comrades." Comrades. Are we in Russia? Sorry. And would a better fate fall into my lot? The old woman has destroyed all my brethren in fire and smoke. She seized 60 of them at once and took their lives. I luckily slipped through her fingers. But what are we to do? I think that as we have fortunately escaped death, we should keep together like good companions, lest a new mischance should take us over. We should go away together and repair to an old country. Oh. Sorry, I'm just imagining like just like 3 dudes getting together after the war. They're all like, "Oh, we all survived. We're all veterans. We should go make a house together." Kind of like the 3 Little Pigs, but like not brothers. Well, the proposition pleased the 2 others, and they set out on their way in the company. Soon, however, they came to a little brook, and there was no bridge for foot planks. They didn't know how they were going to get across. The straw hit on a good idea, however, and said, "I will lay myself straight across it. You two can walk on me like a bridge." The straw therefore stretched out over the bank to the other side, and the coal, who was an impetuous disposition, tripped quite boldly onto the newly built bridge. When they reached the middle and heard the water rushing beneath them, they were after all quite afraid and stood still, venturing no further. The straw, however, began to burn. I think it means break. Began to break into 2 pieces, falling into the stream. The coal slipped after, hissing when they got into the water and breathed their last. The bean, who had prudently stayed behind, could not help but laugh at the event. Unable to stop, laughed so heartily that they burst. It would have been all over likewise if not by good fortune a tailor was traveling in search of work, had not sat down to rest by the brook. He had a compassionate heart and pulled out his needle and thread, sewing them back together. The bean thanked him most beautifully, but the tailor used black thread, and all beans since have had a black seam. Wait, huh? Is this like the origin story of beans? Well, yeah, it is, because now we're on a fisherman and his wife. That's okay. That's quite the, that is quite the story. That's quite the story. Oh, that was kind of short. The white snake? Oh. You know, you'd be kind of handsome if you weren't so, like, unattractive. Would you like this? A tower with Blackpool? And Blackpool was on fire today. Lots of stuff happening on the internet. Fire engines and all of that showed up. Oh my gosh. And then it wasn't a fire? Wait, what? So the firemen are called, but it's not a fire? Did like someone, how? What? How does that happen? It was orange netting. Okay. That's crazy. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that. That is wild. You think a net is a fire, so you call the fire department saying, "It's on fire, go save it." That's crazy. Oh my god. This is only one page, so I think we'll go ahead and read this one too. Although, again, this man's not. He ain't doing me any favors. Yeah. No. Okay. A long time ago, there lived a king who was famed for his wisdom through all the land. Nothing was hidden from him, and it seemed as if news of the most secret of things was always brought to him through the air. But he had a strange custom. Every day after dinner, when the table was all cleared, and no one else was present, a trusty servant had to bring him one more dish. It was covered, however, and even the servant did not know what was in it. Neither did anyone else know, for the king never took off the cover to eat until he was all alone. This had gone on for quite a while, when one day the servant who took away the dish was overcome with such curiosity that he couldn't help but lift the cover and saw but a white snake lying on the dish. When he saw it, he couldn't deny himself the pleasure of tasting it, so he cut off, oh my god, a little bit and put it in his mouth. No sooner had it touched his tongue than he heard a strange whispering of little voices outside his window. He went and listened and noticed it was the sparrows who were chatting together, telling one another of all kinds of things, what they had seen on the fields and in the woods. Eating the snake had given him the power of understanding animals. Now, it just so happened that on this very day, the queen lost her most beautiful ring. Suspicion had fallen upon who could have stolen it, and it was the trusty servant, of course, who was always allowed to go everywhere. The king ordered the man to be brought before him and threatened him with very angry words that unless he could give the ring back by morrow, he himself should be looked upon as guilty and executed. In vain he declared himself innocent. Oh, is that Justin? Hi! Hey! Here, 1 second. Hey! Can you hear me okay? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Alright, where was I? I think... Oh yeah, there I am. Okay. Well, in trouble and fear, he went down to the courtyard and looked in thought on how he could help himself out of this trouble. Now, some ducks were sitting together quietly by a brook, taking their rest, and while they were making their feathers smooth with their bills, they were having a confidential conversation together. The servants stood by and listened. They were telling one another of all the places they had been waddling about, and what good food they had found, and one in such a pitiful tone said, "Oh, something lies heavily on my stomach. I was eating in haste, and I swallowed a ring which lay under the queen's window." The servant at once seized the duck by her neck and carried her to the kitchen, saying to the cook, "Here's a fine duck, pray kill her." "Yes," said the cook, "she has spared no trouble to fatten herself up, and has been waiting to be roasted for long enough." He cut off her head, and as she was being dressed, the queen's ring was found right inside of her. The servant could now easily prove his innocence, and the king, to make amends for the wrong, allowed him to ask a favor. He promised him the best place in the court that he could wish for. The servant refused everything, only asking for a horse and some money for travel, and he had a mind to see the world and go about a little. His request was granted, and he set out on his way. One day he came to a pond where he saw 3 fish. Uh-oh. Hi, I'm back. Sorry. Oh, it's the SpongeBob. I am but a small sponge. Where was I? Oh, sorry if you hear Cinder. I think my DM just got here in about half an hour. We're supposed to start D&D. So I'm cutting it a little close today. Where am I? Oh yeah. Now, though it says that fish are dumb, he heard them lamenting that they must perish so miserably, and as he had a kind heart, he got off his horse and put the 3 prisoners back into the water. They quivered with delight, put out their heads, and cried to him, "We will never be able to repay you for saving us, but we thank you anyway." That's a weird... Oh, no, it's not yet. It's not done. We have a whole page left. Oops. He rode on, and after a while, it seemed to him he heard a voice in the sand. He listened and heard the Ant King complain, "Why cannot folks with their clumsy beasts keep off our bodies? That stupid horse with her heavy hooves have treaded down my people without mercy." He ended up taking a side path, and the ant cried out, "We will remember you. One good turn deserves another." Well, the path led him into a wood, and here he saw 2 old ravens standing by their nest. "Oh, out with you, you idle good-for-nothing creatures. We cannot find food for you any longer. You're big enough, you can fend for yourselves." But the poor young ravens lay upon the ground, flapping their wings, crying, "Oh, what helpless chicks we are! We must shift for ourselves, and yet we cannot fly. What can we do but lie here and starve?" The good young fellow alighted and killed his horse with his sword and gave it to them for food. "You killed your horse? That's terrible. Oh my god." And you just know that that horse was totally, like, crying, saying, "Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me." Oh, that's so messed up. Well, the young ravens were satisfied in their hunger, and then so they cried out, "We will remember you. One good turn deserves another." On his own legs, he walked a long way and came to a large city. There was a great noise and crowd in the streets, and a man rode up on his horseback, crying aloud, "The king's daughter wants a husband, but whoever sues for her hand must perform a hard task. If he does not succeed, he forfeits his life." Though many had already made the attempt in vain, nevertheless the young saw the king's daughter and was overcome by her great beauty. He forgot all danger and went before the king, declaring himself a suitor. Well, he was led out to sea. A gold ring was thrown into it, and the king ordered him to fetch the ring upon him. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. If you come up again without it, you'll be thrown in again and again until you perish amid the waves. 1 second, y'all. I gotta get some water. Alright, where am I? There I am. Okay, here we go. Once more into the breach. Alright. If you come up again without it, you'll be thrown in again and again until you perish amid the waves. All the people grieved for the young, handsome man. Then they went away, leaving him alone in the sea. He stood on the shore and considered what he could do when suddenly he saw the 3 fish come swimming along. They were the very fish whose lives he'd saved. The one in the middle held a mussel in his mouth, which laid ashore. When he'd taken it up and opened, there lay the gold ring inside that shell. Sorry, I had to mute myself. I got a little bit of a cough right now. I think I might be getting sick. Dang it. I want to play D&D though. Well, here we go. Inside that mussel lay the golden ring. Full of joy, he took it to the king, expecting he would be granted upon his promise. But the proud princess perceived that he was not her equal in birth, and scorned him. requested him first to perform yet another task. Went down to the garden, strewn with her own hands 10 sacks full of millet seeds on the grass, and said, "Tomorrow morning before sunrise, these must be picked up, and not a single grain can be wanting." Grace doesn't get sick, sick gets Grace. I mean, it's probably not, it probably ain't, it don't help nothing that I also am not properly drinking like I should. And y'all know me, I don't drink water when I should, and so my throat ends up getting hurt. So, it's my own fault. Nobody to blame but myself. Oh no, it's the consequences of my actions. Alright, oh yeah, oh obviously the ants are gonna help him out. The youth sat down in the garden, considered how it might be possible, when suddenly, as soon as the first rays of light shone in the garden, he saw all 10 sacks stand side by side, full, with not a single grain missing. The Ant King had come in the night with thousands upon thousands of ants, and the grateful creatures had by great industry picked up all the millet seeds, gathered them into the sacks, and left them there for morning. You rarely drink water because they don't like... Yeah, well, I like water. I hyperfixate. Like, I finished, so y'all know how we have small Grace? I may or may not have made her a little friend. May or may not. Where am I? Oh yeah. Well, presently, the king's daughter herself came out into the gardens and was amazed to see that the young man had done the very task she had given him. But she could not yet conquer her proud heart, and she said, "Although he performed both attacks, he shall not be my husband until he has brought me an apple from the tree of life." The youth didn't know where the tree of life stood, but he set out and would have gone on forever, though he had no hope of finding it. After he wandered through 3 kingdoms, he came one evening onto a wood and lay down under a tree to sleep. However, he heard a rustling in the branches, and why, a golden apple fell straight onto his hand. At the same time, 3 ravens flew down to him, perched themselves upon his knee, and said, "We are the 3 young ravens whom you saved from starving. We've grown big and heard you were seeking the golden apple, so we flew over the sea to the end of the world where the tree of life stands. We've brought you the very apple you seek." Why, the young man, he was so full of joy, he set out homewards, taking the apple with him. The beautiful king's daughter no longer had any excuses left to make. They cut the apple of life into 2 and ate it together. Her heart became so full of love for him that they lived in undisturbed happiness for a great age. You drink everything else. Your body's literally like, I will take everything. Everything but that. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Man. Alright, let's see. Do y'all have any requests? If not, I'll do another, like a random, like you know, the thing I've been doing where I just like scroll down really fast and then just randomly pick something that's like close to it. In the meantime, I'm gonna take a quick drink. Imagine Grace needs Starfire daughter graphic novel. Oh, wait, Starfire had a daughter? Google.com. Starfire's daughter. Oh, her name is Night Star from the comics. Oh, cool. Cool. Love that for her. Nice. She's a little goth. I kind of like it. I'm kind of digging it. Um, is there anything that I don't know? Do y'all have any other requests? She did a Dick Grayson, Robin, Nightwing, but this one isn't about that one. It's about a new character made up for a story. Oh, cool. Nice, nice, nice. Um, um. Oh yeah, this novel was poorly rated. Oh, well then not so nice. I'm sorry. That's a little unfortunate. I think I'm just gonna go zoom. And then we've got something right here in the middle. A riddling tale. Oh. Well, well, there it is. We'll do Lazy Harry next. This is just one chapter, and it's a paragraph long. Okay, here we go. 3 women were changed into flowers which grew in the field. One of them was allowed to be in her home at night. When once day was drawing near and she was forced to go back to her companions in the field to become a flower again, she would say to her husband, "If thou wilt come this afternoon and gather me, I'll be set free and henceforth stay with you." And so he did. Now the question is, how did her husband know her from the flowers that were exactly alike and without any difference? Why, she was at her home during the night and not in the field, so no dew would have fallen her as it did the others, and by this her husband knew her. I guess that's kind of cool. Like cool in like an interesting way, not in like a, wow, I love it, such a great story, but more like a wow, interesting. In 3 hours, we have 2 days left in a year. Yeah. Well, actually, pretty soon, I think I might do Lazy Harry, and then we might have to end stream, cause I have D&D tonight, and I am quite excited about D&D. Okay, I think it was, okay, Lazy Harry. There it is at the bottom. There we go. By your time zone, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if my grandkids have friends of their own that aren't already a grandkid, but we have exactly 5 more people that we need subbed on YouTube, and then I can start doing the art raffle, which I get very excited about, but mostly just because I like doing art. Not really for like the number of it, if that makes any sense. Because right now we are at 45, and that's a pretty darn good number. It's a nice round number. I like 5s. So I'm already pretty happy. But I feel like if we hit it before New Year's, I won't know what to do with myself. Ignis should be in our next campaign. Oh, absolutely. He should be the big bad. That way I can fight him for real. There we go. Okay. Harry was quite lazy, and although he had nothing else to do but drive his goat daily to pasture, he nevertheless groaned and moaned when he went home after his day's work was done. It is indeed a heavy burden, and a wearisome employment to drive a goat out into the fields this way year after year after year, till late into the autumn day. If one could but lie down and sleep. Oh, but no, one must have one's eyes open, lest it hurt the young trees, or squeeze itself through the hedges, or run away altogether. How can you have any rest of one's peaceful life? He set himself down, collecting his thoughts, and, well, he considered how he could set his shoulders free from such a burden. For a long time, all thinking was no purpose. But suddenly, it was as if scales fell straight from his eyes. I know what I will do. I will marry Fat Trina, who also has a goat, and take mine out with hers. And then I'll have no more need to trouble myself. Knowing Grace, if I became a DM, I would try to make cute, cuddly campaign session, but Ignis would find a way to make it ravage and bludgeon. Ignis, spelled with a CE, is our ship name. Because Lord knows when the two of us are together, we are violent and unrelenting. But yeah, I don't know if I would be a good DM. I don't like making trouble for people. I can't help it. Well, Harry got up on his weary legs and went straight across the street, for it was no farther than the parents of Fat Trina lived. The parents did not reflect long. Birds of a feather flocked together, they thought, and so they consented to the marriage. Fat Trina became Harry's wife and led both out to the goats. Harry had a good time of it, and no work had he required for the rest, but for his own idleness. He only went out with her now and then and said, I merely do it that I may afterwards enjoy more rest. Otherwise, one loses all feeling for it. But Fat Trina was no less idle. Dear Henry, why should we make our lives so toilsome when there's no need for it, and thus ruin the best days of our youth? Would it not be better for us to give the two goats, which disturb us every morning in our sweetest sleep with their bleating, to our neighbor, and he'll give us a beehive for them? We'll put the beehive in a sunny place, driven out into the field, and then they'll fly out and find their way home again for themselves and collect honey without giving even the very least bit of trouble. You've spoken like a sensible woman. We'll carry out your purpose without delay. And besides all that, honey tastes better and nourishes one better than goat's milk. It can be kept longer, too. Well, the neighbor willingly gave a beehive for the two goats, and the bees flew in and out from early till late evening without ever tiring. They filled out the hive with most beautiful honey. In late autumn, Harry was able to take a whole pitcher full out of it. They placed the jug on a board which fixed to the wall of their bedroom, and they were afraid that it might be stolen from them, or mice might try to find it. So Trina brought in a stout hazel stick, put it by her bed, so without unnecessarily getting up, she might reach with her hand and drive away uninvited guests. Lazy Harry did not like to leave his bed before noon. He who rises early wastes his substance. Okay, if you say so. You'll finish the redesign after stream? Oh, thank you, dude. Awesome. I can't wait to see it after my D&D. One morning, when he was still lying along amongst the feathers in broad daylight, resisting after his long sleep, he said to his wife, Women are fond of sweet things, and you're always tasting the honey in private. It'd be better for us to exchange it for a goose with a young gosling before you eat up the whole lot of it. But not before we have a child to take care of them. Am I to worry myself with little geese, spending all my strength on them for no purpose? Do as you think that the youngster will look after the geese. Nowadays children no longer obey as they do according to their own fancy. They consider themselves cleverer than their parents, just like that lad who was sent to seek the cow and chased away 3 blackbirds. Oh, this one shall fare badly if he does not do what I say. I'll take a stick and belabor his skin for him with no more than any blows I can count. Look, Harry, look this way. I'll fall on him like this. She unhappily hit the pitcher above the bed, and it struck against the wall, fell down into fragments, and fine honey streamed all about the ground. There lied the goose and young gosling. and want no looking after. It's lucky the picture didn't fall on my head. We'd all reason to be satisfied with our lot. Well, then he saw that there was still some honey in one of the fragments, so he reached out his hand and quite gaily replied, "The remains, my wife, we will still eat with relish. We'll rest a little after the fright we've had. What matter do we get up a little later in the day? It's always long enough. Yes, we'll always get up to the end of a proper time." Do you know that the snail was once asked a wedding and set to go out, but arrived at the christening? In front of the house it fell over the fence and said, "Speed does no good." I think that this is a really dumb moral. Like, really dumb. You're currently doing a Scarlet Challenge? Oh my god! Good luck, good luck, good luck. I bet you can do it. The lore for this run is that Giovanni didn't want your attitude during the events of Heart, Gold, and Silver. Oh, so he sent you to the school for boarding? Oh, cool. Let me think. Is there a way for us to get maybe just one more? I think I have enough time for one more story, since these are so short. So we can do one more story. What story would you guys like? Or if you don't know a story, you can just give me a number, and then I can scroll down to it. Lazy Harry again. We just did Lazy Harry. Here, I'll instead of Hans the Hedgehog, we'll just call it Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, this is a long one. Never mind. What about, oh, the Shroud? The Shroud's super short. Look, it's only that long. Perfect. Okay. There once was a mother who had a little boy of only 7 years old. He was quite handsome and lovable, and not one could look at him without liking him. She herself worshipped him above everything in the world. Now it just so happened that he suddenly became ill, and the god told to him and took care of him himself. For this was the mother could be not comforted, and wept both day and night. But soon afterwards, when the child had been buried, it appeared by night in places where it had sat and played during its life. If the mother wept, it wept also, and when morning came, it would disappear. However, the mother would not stop crying, and so it came one night, and the little white shroud in which it had been laid in its coffin, with its wreath of flowers round its head, stood on her bed at her feet and said, "Oh, mother, do not stop crying. I'll never be able to fall asleep in my coffin. My shroud will not dry because of all of your tears which have fallen upon it." The mother was afraid that she had heard, and so she wept no more. The next night the child came again and held it tightly in its little hand, and said, "Look, mother, my shroud is nearly dry. Soon I can rest in my grave." So the mother gave her sorrow to God's keeping, and bore quietly and patiently, and the child came no more, but slept in its little bed. The King of Golden Mountain? Ooh, okay. Because I will be honest, that one was kind of boring. Okay. The King on Golden Mountain. Oh, this one's long. Huh? Excuse me. Justin, what the fuck? Justin. Genuinely. What the fuck? No, look at this. Look at that. Do you see this? Dude. Uh-oh. This is crazy. This is wild. Look at that. It's like a little tree man. So gross. I know, right? Oh my god. Oh, the fox and the geese is short too. Maybe this one's better. Hopefully it's better. Foxes are pretty cool. Maybe it'll be better. The fox once came to a meadow in which was a flock of fine fat geese. He smiled and said, "I come just in the nick of time. You're sitting together quite beautifully, so I can eat you up one after the other." The geese cackled with terror, sprang up and began to wail and beg piteously for their lives. But the fox would have nothing of it. "There's no mercy to be had. You all must die." At length one of them took heart and said, "If we poor geese are yet to be betrayed upon our vigorous young lives, show us the only possible favor, and allow us one prayer that we might not die in our sins. You can always pick yourself out the fattest one after." "Why, yes, that's quite reasonable. A pious request. Pray away, and I will wait for you till you're done." The first began for a good long while, and she would make no end of it. The second didn't wait until her turn even came, but also began. The third and fourth followed her, and soon they were all cackling together. Oh. Literally it says, when they're done praying, they'll die, but right now they're still praying without stopping. That's crazy. That's crazy. Although I guess it makes sense. The more you beg whenever, or I don't know how true this is, but I know that the more you beg, the more likely you are. Oh hey, hi, hello. You're just in time to pick a number. But yeah, I know that the more religious someone is, typically it's the more desperate they are. I think the saying goes, never was there a more pious man than the one on death's door. 23? You got it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23. Oh. Oh, that's only one page. Okay, cool. Here we go. The mouse, the bird, and the sausage. You get people who believe in God, you just hate it that they make it their whole personality. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I live in the Bible Belt, so of course me and Ignis and everyone we know all grew up around the stories. It's not that it's bad or anything, it's just I just get kind of tired of hearing the same story again and again. We have all went to the same scripture readings. We don't need to I don't need a sermon outside of church, you know? I have enough of that. Well, oh, I should drink before I do that. Christian here. Let's go. Here we go. Alright. Is that you burning? That's hilarious. I love that. Okie dokie, y'all. Here we go. Once upon a time, there was a mouse, a bird, and a sausage. They became companions, kept house together, and lived quite well and happily. They were wonderfully increasing their possessions. The bird's work was to fly every day into the forest and bring back wood. The mouse had to carry water, light the fire, and lay the table, but the sausage was the one who had to cook. He's too well off, is all. Justin! Well, I'll be right back. Yeah, apparently a sausage can cook. I'm only gonna do one shot. I can't imagine everyone else has a bunch of shots. Okay. Where's my... Here it is. Grace's D&D group is gonna be dealing with some type of business now. I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad. You roll for drunk cleric. I mean, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Okay, here we go. There's my bottle. Alright. I'm only taking one sip because it's just straight vodka. I mean, it's smooth, but damn. Okay. Is it a bad time to say that I didn't really eat much today? Okay, here we go. Alright. He who is too well off is always longing for something new. One day, therefore, the bird met with him another bird on the way, to whom it related its excellent circumstances and boasted quite well of them. The other bird, however, called it a poor simpleton for his hard work, and said that the two at home had good times. From when the mouse had made her fire and carried her water, she went into her little room to rest until they called her to lay the table. The sausage stayed by the pot, saw the food was cooking well, and when it was nearly time for dinner, it rolled itself once or twice through the broth of vegetables, and once they were buttered, salted, and ready, the bird came home and laid down their burden, sat down for dinner, and after they'd had their meal, they slept till fully the next morning. That was such a splendid life for them. Wow, drinking while telling a story is very responsible. Justin, you little rascal. Yeah, I see you. Oh, hey! I'm glad you're here to get sleepy. Someone just redeemed take a shot, so I took a shot of vodka, literally like a minute ago. You never watched Little Rascals, but you know of it? Well, Justin, you are a rascal. You're the one who's making me drink. Literally, you drove me to drink. Lovingly. But yeah, come here to get sleepy. Come here for sleeps. Oh, also, thank you, Nubia, for your sub on YouTube. We are only 5 away now. I'm so excited. I forgot where I was. I'm not that drunk. I had one shot. I am not that much of a lightweight. Okay, there we are. The next day, the bird, prompted by the other, would know no further into the wood, saying he had been servant long enough, been made a fool of them, and that they must change about for once, trying to arrange it in any other way. And though the mouse and the sausage also begged most earnestly the bird would have his way, and said that they were tired, they cast lots about, and the lot fell on to the sausage, who had to carry all the wood. The mouse had to cook, and the bird was to fetch the water now. Well, what happened? Why, the little sausage went out into the woods, the little bird lit the fire, and the mouse stayed by the pot, waiting alone, until the little sausage came home to bring food for the next day. I got this, thank you, thank you. I'm definitely not drunk. Although I will say, that shot hit me a little bit faster. Or maybe it's the heated blanket that's making me feel warm. My face does feel a little warm though. Oh yeah. The little sausage was actually staying too long out on the road, and they feared that something was amiss. So the bird flew out a little way into the air to meet it. But not far off it had met a dog on the road who had fallen upon the poor sausage and seized and swallowed it whole. Oh no. Could you imagine? You're assuming if I rolled it 2 for a drunk cleric, it means I'm not very drunk. I'm always a drunk cleric. I'm a cleric for the god of Dionysus. So, I'm always drunk. How do we always get a 1-page story? I will say that I'm actually trying for 1 pages, mostly because I'll have to get going in about 10-ish minutes, 10-15 minutes, because we'll be doing D&D soon. And 2 out of the 5 people are already here. Or wait, no. 2 plus me makes 3, so we only need 2 more people. But yeah, the sausage was swallowed whole. That's not that impressive. Nope, don't say that. Don't say that. Moving along. The bird charged at the dog with an act of barefaced robbery, but it was in vain, for the dog had said he found forged letters on the sausage, accounting its life was forfeit. The bird took upon the wood, flew home, and related what he had seen and heard. They were much troubled, but agreed to do their best and remain together. The bird therefore laid down the cloth, and the mouse made ready for the food, and they waited to dress it and to get into the pot, as the sausage used to do, roll and creep along the vegetables to mix them. But before she had gotten in the midst of them, she was stopped, lost her skin and hair, and fell dead at the sight. Swollen whole? No, am I that bad at speaking? I think it said, yeah, swallowed it whole. Swallowed it whole. I can read. It's so weird watching 2 teachers doing ASMR. Hi. How's it going, Mister? I'm not sad. One of our friends got swallowed whole, so it was upsetting, but yeah, howdy. My home dog skillet biscuit, extra cheese, and a side of garlic mashed potatoes, topped with chives and butter. Damn, that sounds so good. You're always catching me when I haven't eaten. Dang it. You're bad at spelling? That's okay. I'm not a spelling teacher, I'm a math teacher. But yeah, we, someone redeemed a shot, so, well, it was just 1, so I don't need to. There we go. Although I do forget where. Oh, I'm right there. So, when the bird came up to dinner, there was no cook left. In the distress, the bird threw the wood here and there, called and searched, but no cook could be found. Owing to his carelessness, the wood caught on fire, and so that conflagration ensued. The bird hastened to fetch water, but the bucket was dropped from his claws right into the well. He fell down with it and couldn't recover himself, drowning there. You just finished up work and now you're doing dinner? Yay! I'm doing D&D in 14. What's 15 minus 3 is 12. In 12 minutes I'm doing D&D. You got your lifesaver working? Fuck yeah! Good job. Man. I'm glad I'm doing well though. Yes. But yeah, oh no, you died. We need another one. I need one that's not too long, because we've only got 12 minutes. I say that as if not all of these are long. All of these are so short. Am I streaming it? I don't think I should stream it, mostly because I took a shot, and none of the people who play D&D with me are streamers. Although one of them has been on TV. Am I pumped? I am pumped. P-U-M-P-T, pumped. It's not my first session, no. I've been playing for, 2 years? 2 years. It's my first D&D campaign, though. And I haven't died yet, either. I'm terrified that I'm gonna be passing away. 43. Okay, I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or wait, the bird and the sausage was 23. I can just count from there. Totally get it. Yeah. I'm so excited, man. I'm so pumped. Will I play Baldur's Gate? That game is so powerful. I stream on a laptop, y'all. We gotta manage our expectations. You wish your character would die? Oh no. Are you bored of playing him? I can understand that. I don't think I'd get bored of my character, but I can see how like if I had to play someone that like I made in order to like could get Geoforce now. Geoforce? Ooh. GE Force? Am I? I am not drunk. Could get the Force. Geoforce. Now. Geoforce. Jeff? I can't read, I think. So I'm gonna count. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 40. Was it 43? Was it 43? It might have been. It was 43. Okay. You heard other people can steal your character that you're playing in D&D if you don't want to play him anymore? No, I don't think that's true. I mean, I could post her, like, her stats sheet, but that would be boring. Oh, it's a subscription program based on your computer connecting to another computer, and I can play. Oh, you got shinies, yay! Shiny. But also, I have no idea how to do that. I want to play Pokemon too because I like Pokemon. We're gonna just make Ignis do a bunch of stuff for us. Oh my god, 43 is so short. This is how short it is, y'all. It's one paragraph. Frau Truth. Their Pokemon you must definitely not going to know. Yeah, probably not. Based on the way my my Pokemon ranking video went, I am anticipating that I did not do a good job at naming. You're getting into Pokemon for January? You're gonna be a good portion of your content? Yay! I'll make sure to check it out, dude. Mostly because I'll have a lot more free time from January to March. Since I won't be doing my master's class, I'll be able to actually chill and watch people instead of just work, then do my class, then eat, and then pass out. And sometimes stream. You want to try doing a Nuzlocke? Oh, that would be really cool. Oh, and run against someone. Well, I would say I'm free, but I don't know how to. I'd have to get my IT guy on that, since I'm not too great at setting up games myself. So, I won't say that I can do it with you, but I am totally down to watch it. A yeehaw, darling. Alrighty then. Let's get that going for 5 minutes. I'm around Gen 1 in terms of Pokemon knowledge. I can get at least a Gen 2. Maybe even I think it was Gen 4 that got Glaceon, maybe. I'm assuming that you teachers have to go back January 2nd too. I get the 3rd. You be down to help and figure it out? Oh, thank you. I've got my man Ignis. He's my IT man. He's the tech guru, so he helps me out. But But yeah, you just let me know what Pokemon game I need to make him download for me. Or set up for me. Get working. It's an easy to emulate older Pokemon games. You got Gen 4? Ooh. Glaceon is Gen 4? Yeah! Yes, yes, yes. I'm so happy that I got that right. Y'all have no idea. I was just pulling that straight out my butt. I had no idea for certain. I should do Pokedoku? Is that like Sudoku? GBA are super simple. Game Boy Advanced? Is that what GBA means? Do I have a Switch? My Setharoni does. So I can get, actually, you let me know, let me write down what Switch game you have. And then depending on what I can get my Setharoni to do, I don't know if I have a capture card, but I think I can buy one. Maybe? I'm so smart, you guys. You know what? Let's just end the stream before I do something stupid. Let's just... Obviously, I'm flying way too close to the sun. I am God tier with my knowledge right now, so there ain't no way that it's gonna be that it's gonna stay like this. Capture cards are expensive. Oh, they are? Oh no. You would stay with an emulator and art lock? Oh, Gen 4 Brilliant Diamond. Okay, so Gen 4 Brilliant Diamond emulator. And then I'll make my my IT man Ignis do that all for me. I'd rather go with the original diamond if I'm gonna emulate it. Well, I don't know games. Whatever y'all got, I'll do. Although Brilliant Diamond, if I have a Switch for it, and it's way easier. Oh, okay. Platinum's probably better and easier. If you're doing emulating, then just go get a Gen 1 and keep it simple. Okay. Uh-oh, there goes my pencil. Oops. I got it. Fire Red. I think I had Red Dungeon, the one where you turn into a Charizard. I loved that one. I played that one so much. I think I still have that game on my Game Boy. Although I don't think I can play my Game Boy anymore. I lost the charger. Even Emerald? Oh. Okay. Okay, so Gen 1 emulator. Okay. Gen 1 emulator. Ask Ignis. Okay. Okay. Oh, I forgot. I was supposed to be a cowboy. Wanna be a cowboy, baby. We'll just go ahead and put an extra 3 minutes on the clock. Just say to Ignis, anything that came out on GBA, since those are easy to download. Okay. Emulator on GBA. Okay. Thank y'all so much. I love y'all so much. Oh my gosh. I've got such smart grandkids, y'all. This ain't even funny. But speaking of, okay, so I asked someone to do a number, and then I didn't actually read it, so that's my bad. Let me go ahead. Frau Truth. Oops daisies. Walk up on your bitch like whoops daisies. Never knew that was your boo, baby. Oh, you can see my belly. There you go. It's been nice chatting with you. Yeah. Go enjoy your food. Go enjoy your food. You'd like to just keep it simple? Yeah, I will. If it pleases you, I shall. I shall slide into your DMs and we can talk about Nuzlocke and stuff. If you're okay with that. Probably sometime tomorrow, since I have to wait until my IT guy wakes up, and he wakes up at in about 6 hours. Sounds good, sounds good. Yeah. Man, this is so exciting. I know that Nuzlocks are more fun just by the pure enjoyment of getting to hang out with your friends, so I'm excited to get to know you more. Okay, oh yeah, Frau Truth. There once was a little girl who was obstinate and inquisitive, and when her parents told her to do anything, she did not obey them. So how could she have fared well? Why, one day she said to her parents, "I have heard so much of Frau Truth, I will now go to her some day. People say that everything about her does look so very strange, and that there are such odd things in her house. I've never become quite curious." Her parents absolutely forbade her and said Frau Truth is a bad woman who does wicked things. If you go to her, you are no longer our child. But the maiden didn't let herself be turned aside by her parents' prohibition, and still went to Frau Truth. Where? Oh. When she got to Frau Truth, she said, "Why are you so pale?" "Ah, I have been so terrified at what I have seen." "What have you seen?" I saw a black man on your steps. That was the collier. I saw a green man. That was the huntsman. And after that, I saw a blood-red man. That was the butcher. Oh, Frau Truth, I was terrified. I looked through the window and saw not you, but a verily believed the devil himself with a head of fire. Oh, ho, ho. Then you've seen the witch in her proper costume. I've been waiting for you, and waiting for you a long time already. Though, you shall give me some light. Then she changed the girl into a block of wood and threw her into the fire. When it was fully blazed, she sat down, closed it, warmed herself, said that shines brightly for once in a while. Whoever wins gets 20 gifted subs. Nice, 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 nice. If I win, I'll just gift myself. I want to make it spicy. Oh, okay. I don't know what a spicy gifted sub would look like, but I'm assuming it would be something like super special. Imagine Gracie playing a swashbuckler in my next campaign. Can we get a stream where I draw my D&D? I would love to draw my D&D character. Although, I will say I look rather, what's a nice way of saying this? I have quite the character design, I guess you could say. It's quite something, I'll tell you what. It's very, she's got a lot of personality. Oh, to add stakes. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, we can do that. That'd be fun. Like, maybe for every, Pokemon that we don't murder or don't get murdered, that's like one, or no, every Pokemon that we kill is one gifted sub to the next, to like our competitor. Like something cute to kind of like tie them closer together. Your barbarian is practically naked. Oh, okay, thank God. Okay, yeah. I've drawn a lot of her art on doodles. I'll take a picture of the art I've drawn. Just be kind. I'll take a picture and post it on Twitter. Some Twitch streamer outfits. Very meta. The rules of an art lock is I have to draw everything, including their death. Oh. Oh no. I would be so sad. You're down? That sounds like fun. You don't have to draw, so yeah, that's okay. You don't have to draw. I'll probably draw like fan art of our like you can't draw well? That's okay, that's okay. It can't be worse than Ignis. Can't be worse than that, man. But yeah, this has been great. I have had just the biggest blast with y'all. I I'm just tickle pink, y'all. I am so lucky that I get to be with y'all so much. It's like every day I stream with y'all is just like another fun time. Ignis is somehow worse than you. Our epic rivalry. Yeah. This will be a blast. This will be fun. Fun. All of my friends are gone. Okay, well, Mr. Man, Mister, do you happen to see any of your friends that are streaming that I can raid into? Since all of mine are gone. You do? Oh, yay! Oh, thank you. I will have a blast. The last time we played, we had the most wonderful time. A kaiju was used. And we had to say goodbye to like one of our best friends. It was very what's the word? Gratifying. It was very gratifying. Her name is Sophia Ignosi. Okie dokie. Twitch.tv. I am live. Stream manager. Hang in there, we're loading you up. Oh, I forgot my yeehaw. You think we'll be good friends? Well, thank you. She's doing ASMR stories too. Oh, she is a Wait a minute. Is this Sophia? I think I saw her. Argon chat, what do you say? Great. Screams, your streaming friends are gone. All alone. No one here beside me. Okay, Sophia Ignosi. She is. She's the one that you were streaming with last time. Y'all did the not Death March. Death Parade? But yeah, remember we brought cookies, so let's go raid her with cookies. We might cool. Yay! What did I almost forgot. We're only 5 more kiddos away on YouTube before we get another art raffle. And remember, I love you guys. Mwah. And remember, what's one more thing? Oh yeah. We're here for a short time, so let's make it a fun time and leave this world better than we found it. And raid.